Welcome back to High Stakes. Elevate your betting game by hitting that subscribe button and ensure you never miss out on our daily content. Want exclusive access to premium betting picks? Join our Patreon. Links are waiting for you in the comment section below. Stay ahead of the game with High Stakes. In today's video, I will be offering my expert analysis and betting picks for the following matchups: VCU versus Nevada, Texas State versus Princeton, Baylor versus Tennessee, and Nebraska versus Creighton. In a highly anticipated matchup, VCU will face off against Nevada following both teams' challenging recent losses. The Rams, coming off a narrow 69-66 defeat to Seton Hall in the first round, will look to rebound against a Wolfpack squad that suffered a tough 73-71 loss to Vanderbilt. Despite leading for much of the game, VCU's poor shooting from beyond the arc, 24.3%, and being outworked on the boards, 44-30, allowed Seton Hall to force overtime and eventually edge them out. Guard Max Shoga led the Rams with 20 points, while Zeb Jackson contributed 15 off the bench, but the Rams were unable to capitalize on their offensive opportunities. Now 4-1 on the season, VCU brings a high-scoring offense, averaging 77.5 points per game, to face a Nevada team that has the size and experience advantage. Forward Jack Clark is a primary weapon for the Rams, averaging 12.8 points per game and shooting 46.7% from three-point range. However, the Wolfpack are poised for a strong bounce-back performance. Despite their loss to Vanderbilt, they shot an impressive 53.7% from the field and 40% from three. Guard Kobe Sanders led Nevada with 13 points, while team leader Nick Davidson fought through an injury to almost guide his team to a comeback victory. Nevada's physicality and size will be a significant challenge for VCU, especially with the Rams coming off a grueling overtime game and facing a quick turnaround. The Wolfpack's slower, deliberate pace, ranking 320th in possessions per 40 minutes, will further stymie VCU's offense, which struggled in the first round. Coach Steve Alford's squad will capitalize on their advantages in shooting, rebounding, and ball handling, overpowering the Rams in this second-round matchup. Prediction: Nevada to cover. The Wolfpack's size and methodical pace will frustrate VCU, who will find it difficult to match up physically. Nevada's defense and efficient offense will ensure they outlast the Rams, who will likely struggle with fatigue and sloppy play. With both teams coming off back-to-back games, expect a lower-scoring affair. Given the teams' respective styles and circumstances, the under is the safer bet. In this upcoming matchup, the Texas State Bobcats will face off against the Princeton Tigers, with both teams showing some strengths and weaknesses early in the season. Texas State has been an offensive force, averaging 74.3 points per game and shooting an impressive 46.4% from the field. Their three-point shooting has been particularly strong at 38.3%, and they have been efficient at the free throw line with a 78.4% success rate. Sophomore guard Caden Gums has been a standout for the Bobcats, contributing 17.0 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 2.5 assists per game, playing a pivotal role in shaping the team's offensive flow. However, while Texas State excels offensively, they have shown vulnerabilities on the defensive side of the ball, allowing an average of 85.8 points per game. If they can improve their defense, they will be in a better position to compete. Princeton, on the other hand, has been playing solid basketball, despite an 80-62 loss to Wright State in their last outing. The Tigers score 74.2 points per game and shoot 46.9% from the field. Their three-point shooting has been stellar at 40.8%, although they have struggled at the free throw line, converting just 65.3% of their attempts. Sophomore guard Dallin Davis leads the team with 17.0 points per game and will be key to their offensive success. Defensively, Princeton has been solid, giving up 70.8 points per game, but they have the capability to outscore most teams with their offensive depth. The Tigers have 5 players who have each made at least 4 three-pointers this season, demonstrating their shooting depth and making them difficult to defend. In contrast, Texas State has struggled offensively in their last 2 games, averaging just 65.5 points, which may not be enough against a potent Princeton offense. Prediction: Princeton to cover. Given the shooting efficiency of Princeton and their offensive depth, they should have the upper hand in this matchup. The Bobcats will struggle to keep pace with Princeton's balanced attack, especially with their recent offensive dip. Additionally, with both teams playing back-to-back games, fatigue will likely slow the pace, making Princeton's superior shooting and depth more valuable. Prediction: under. Both teams play at a relatively slow pace, with Princeton ranking 283rd in possessions per game and Texas State just ahead at 273rd. This, coupled with potential fatigue from back-to-back games, should result in fewer possessions and shorter shots. Therefore, the under is the safer bet, as the defenses will likely step up more than in their previous games. In an exciting showdown, number 13 Baylor will face number 11 Tennessee in the championship game of the Bahamas Championship. Baylor enters the contest with a 4-1 record, bouncing back from a rough season-opening 38-point loss to Gonzaga. The Bears have since strung together 4 consecutive victories, including a thrilling 99-98 double overtime win over number 22 St. John's in the first round. Despite trailing by 14 points at halftime, Baylor mounted a comeback, including a clutch three-pointer by Jeremy Roach at the buzzer to seal the victory. Baylor shot 42.2% from the field and 51.7% from three-point range, while forcing 18 turnovers, which helped them secure the win. Norchad Omier led the team with 24 points and 10 rebounds, while Roach added 20 points. On the other side, Tennessee comes into this matchup undefeated at 5-0, with notable wins over mid-major teams and a 20-point victory over Louisville. In their most recent game, the Volunteers dominated Virginia 64-42 in the first round of the tournament, riding an 18-0 run in the second half to pull away. Chaz Lanier led Tennessee with 26 points, including 6 three-pointers, while Zakai Ziegler contributed 12 points and 7.8 assists per game. Tennessee's defense, combined with their physical play and rebounding, allowed them to control the game. The Volunteers have been strong against the spread, covering in 4 straight games. Prediction: Tennessee to cover. Baylor's comeback against St. John's was impressive, but the Bears were pushed to their physical and mental limits in a game that stretched into double overtime. The Bears are likely to be fatigued heading into this matchup against Tennessee, a team known for their physicality and dominance in the paint. Baylor's offensive efficiency will face a stiff challenge from Tennessee's defensive prowess. Additionally, Tennessee's superior physicality and rebounding will give them an advantage in the half-court sets, where Baylor has shown vulnerabilities. Tennessee's offense will likely overpower Baylor, making the Volunteers the stronger pick to cover the spread. Prediction: under. Both teams play at a relatively slow pace, with Baylor ranking 244th in tempo and Tennessee just ahead at 240th. This, combined with Tennessee's defense and physical style of play, suggests a lower-scoring, more deliberate game. The first game of the tournament saw Tennessee stifling Virginia's offense, and they'll likely bring that same intensity to this matchup. Given the pace and defensive focus, the under is the better bet for this game. In a high-stakes rivalry game, Nebraska, 3-1, will face off against Creighton, 4-0, in a matchup that promises plenty of offensive firepower. Nebraska's early season was interrupted by a narrow 74-77 loss to St. Mary's, following wins over UTRGV, Bethune-Cookman, and FDU. The Cornhuskers finished 3rd in the Big Ten last season and made the NCAAB tournament, but their offense has struggled to find consistency this year. Despite standout performances from guard Bryce Williams, who is averaging 18.8 points per game, Nebraska has yet to break the 90-point mark and is scoring 77.5 points per game, which ranks just 183rd in the nation. Creighton, on the other hand, has been firing on all cylinders, with a perfect 4-0 record to start the season. The Blue Jays have been led by the dominant presence of center Ryan Cockburner, who has been a force offensively and defensively, averaging 25.8 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks per game. Cockburner's stellar performances, including a career-high 49 points in the opener against Texas Rio Grande Valley, have helped Creighton score an impressive 88 points per game. The Blue Jays also boast freshman Jackson McAndrew, who is still finding his rhythm but adds depth to the lineup. Creighton has dominated this rivalry in recent years, winning 11 of the last 13 meetings, including an 89-60 rout of Nebraska in November 2023. With Kalkbrenner playing at a high level and Creighton's offense firing on all cylinders, the Blue Jays are expected to come out on top again. Prediction: Creighton minus 10.5 points. Creighton's dominant offense, led by Kalkbrenner, and their recent success against Nebraska make them the favorites. While Nebraska has some individual talent, they will struggle to keep up with Creighton's firepower and physicality. A double-digit victory for Creighton seems likely. Prediction: over 150.5 points. Both teams have shown the ability to score, with Creighton averaging 88 points per game and Nebraska putting up 77.5. Given the offensive firepower on both sides and the high-scoring nature of recent matchups, this game is likely to clear the 150.5-point mark. Creighton's ability to put up big numbers, particularly with Kalkbrenner in dominant form, suggests a high-scoring affair.